Mommy had no fancy castle, just a little old mountain home. She had no crown upon her head, no throne to sit upon, but as a boy you're well known. Many times I could hear her sing. Mommy had no worldly riches, but to me she was a queen. Loving memory Mommy gave me, I still have them with me every day. Old time singing, praying by the fireplace. Mommy gave me loving memory every day. She had no silk or satin, just a plain print dress she wore. She had no rings upon her hand. From working hard they were calloused and sore. But late at night to my fever brow, her hand felt so good to me. Standing by my bed so humbly, she was praying to her King. She had no fancy pillow, just a feather one made by him. But the look I saw on Mommy's face, I knew old Jordan she would spend. As the years rolled swiftly by, precious memories I could hear her sing. Jesus rolled out the golden carpet, and my mother met her King. Loving memories Mommy gave me, I still have them with me every day. Old time singing, praying by the fireside. Mother gave me loving memory every day.
Song is appropriate.
I knew her life on earth was troubled, and only she could know the pain. She was afraid to face the devil. She was no stranger to the rain. So go rest high on that mountain, child, your world shouting, look for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day she left us. We gathered round her grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear her sweet voice sing. Go rest high on that mountain, child, your work on earth is done. Go to heaven shouting, look for the Father and the Son. Don't plan to be in your presence too long, and had a lot of thoughts about, as I look back through, and different ones here and different ones of the family. Began to think back about how that, well, over 20, I guess, years ago, that got acquainted with them, and thank you, Brother Hugh. But remember one day when me and Brother Freddie was standing down in the store and seeing Stacy and his mother walk in and her bawling her eyes out over the fact of the news that had just came to her about her son that was killed in the coal mines. I can remember the brown bag that she got and that she held on to real tight to. And in that bag, Alex, was just, that they wanted to give her back, was his mining belt that he had on. I'm sure you all still have that. Held tight to it and began to cry, and cry even more. Because that's all they could give her back, Brother Jimmy, of her son's death there. She's the second sister that I've stood over this week that has fell victim of brain cancer. Death is coming to every one of us here tonight. How? We don't know. When? We don't know. But as his brother has already told you today, there's one thing that we know for certain, and that's all that he has to give us, Brother Bill. He didn't have to tell us anything else, but that we are going to die. But that when death comes today, that we be ready for when it comes. And somebody said, well, how do you get ready? The same one that told us that we're going to die is the same one that made it possible that we could be ready, Brother Joey. I don't understand why that so many's leaving today like the way that they're leaving with this cancer, with different things that we hear.
Get worse.
But it's going to get worse, Brother Ed. Somebody said, well, will it ever get better? Brother Darrell, it's not going to get better until we get up in the morning. Because he said, while you live in this life, you'll have troubles and you'll have tribulations. But in me, You shall have peace.
That's it.
That's the only peace today. You see, I'm afraid that so many's been painted a picture today that to live a life for the Lord has been one a day that would cause them not to enjoy life, brethren, and it's enjoyment today in serving God.
Joy.
There's no life without it.
Best life.
It's not about, Brother Alex, it's not about today, listen, how many years that you've walked here, how many years of what all you've done. All that won't matter when it comes down to die, but it's about if the blood's been applied to your soul.
That's it.
Pray, brethren. I hope God will bless me. I don't want to take long. These brethren have already done good, and we're not going to take long either. But I sat there and I thought, God, what would you want me to say? What would you want me that would cause this son to be able to comfort this family? But listen, we're miserable comforters this evening unless God's Spirit blesses us.
That's right.
You see, friends, so many times I've seen hurt come about, men and women that's lost their loved ones, and the only thing I've ever known, Brother Gordon, is the same thing probably you can attest to. Brother Jimmy, when I was just 9 years old, I saw you lay, listen, on the back of the row over at the Little Rosie Church, and your son laying there, deceased, listen, and tears crying, listen today, but the only thing that would ever cause you to get better is the Spirit of God.
That's it.
There's strength in the Spirit of God this morning, friend. Today, listen, it's the only thing that'll help you today. Listen, and Brother Jerry, just not in death, but in troubles and tribulations. Here in this line, listen today, it's the only thing then can cause a man or woman to have peace. Listen in this line, listen, I can be down and out, and you can be down and out. Listen today, and have you ever found then when the Spirit of God comes along and lifts you up, it causes you to realize where your help comes from. Oh, it causes you to realize that you're nothing, listen, without Him. And I've certainly, if I've learned anything this long and this way, that I'm nothing without Him. Today I can do nothing without Him. Brother Gordon, listen today. Oh, listen, I believe that the writer of the song that wrote, Lord, I don't want to walk without you holding my hand. He had to experience something, didn't he, brother? Listen, he had to walk through trouble or two. He had to walk through a valley or two. Listen, and he experienced that, and he knew right then, oh God, I can't even walk without you holding my hand. Listen, and I want to, Lord. Listen today, a friend, a wife, friend, did this mother here, did this our sister here, listen, realize, I thought how pretty it was that she realized, listen, where home was, that Brother Darrell was preaching about, listen, I've seen her so many times come about and ask for prayer, listen, today, listen, there's one thing about him, listen, the last time that I was with this sister here, her siblings, was when Brother Freddie died, listen, and Barb, that same day, I believe it was, or the next night, I saw you walk in the funeral home, listen, and you and Sister Sue wrapped arms around one another, listen, their brother, within 2 days apart, two brothers, both died, listen, lay dead, listen, oh, you think that you got trouble tonight, friend, you don't know what trouble is, listen, brother, just now give me 10 minutes, Jerry, and sing, you got me up here, listen, today, but I don't want to get started, listen, but here, listen, tonight, friend, I remember seeing that, and tears flow, listen, somebody said, that seems unreal, that would occur like that, friend, friend, it's just the way it is. Sure, listen in this line. Listen, life wasn't promised to deal ye. Listen, good times all the time. And it wasn't promised to His children that you'd have a good time all the time. Brother Heward, listen, He didn't promise a bed of roses. Oh, but He promised, listen, a mansion over in the sky. So then, today, friend, that's why somebody said, well, preacher, I'm having a rough time in life. Listen, and I want to get some things squared away before I turn to God. Let me tell you something, friend. You ever needed to turn to God, it's right now. Listen, oh, you may not live to see tomorrow come. And if you don't, hell will be your home. How sad that'd be. How sad that'd be. Brother Jerry, I remember sitting in my office watching that evening on Saturday the video they posted of you walking this our sister out in the water. Listen, today, Brother Stain, listen, how beautiful it was to see Mom, her brain, listen, infected the way it was. Didn't allow her to act real fast, brother. Listen, and I remember seeing her come out of the water, and I watched for a minute, and I thought, Brother Jimmy, that they better watch. She may gonna fall or something. She wasn't trying. Listen, she wasn't worried about falling. She was telling her arms to do something. Oh, and I saw her raise her arms. What about that? And shout, glory, glory today. Brother, there's reality in serving God. There is reality in serving Him. Somebody, listen, knowing today that they're going to die just in a little while. Somebody that knows that when they looked at their children every time, I'm just going to see this could be the last time, brother. But you know what? It's the same with me and you. Listen, it's just not that you get sick with something here and that happen. Oh, friend, listen, every day that you have here is just another day that God's blessed you to have. Amen. Tomorrow may never come. But friend, the greatest time in her life that she can actually feel that if tomorrow never come, she didn't worry anymore, Brother Hubert. Didn't worry anymore, Brother Gordon. Oh, because listen, a tomorrow for her was when Jesus came down, said no more worries, no more heartaches. Come on. Friend, I want to tell you something. Your greatest day will be the day that you close your eyes here and say, Jesus, I'm coming home. We'll have good times in this land, but the good times in the Lord is not worthy to be compared. Listen to that morning. Listen, we've had good times in Him. But brother, He's saving something good. He's saving for the best for the last. The children of God will enjoy eternity. Eternity. I thought to myself, as I sat there and I looked out, and I even saw Alex back here, and I thought of his brother Bryce, was so young and taken away with this dreadful disease called cancer. And I thought how quickly so many has left. And I looked at the pictures up here on the wall. So many, Brother Jimmy, that me and you stood over years ago. Yet the many ones that I saw that I didn't even know was dead and gone. I didn't know Sister Faye was gone, Brother Hubert. And she was like a mother to me. Didn't realize that. But I can tell you one thing. God's got a reunion ready. There's coming a meeting time. Oh, you think that this is it here? You don't know. Friend, those that's got Jesus in their life, they know that it's just the beginning when we leave this old world. He said like this. He said like this. He said, all day long have I stood with outstretched arms, saying, look unto me all ye ends of the earth, and be ye saved, for I am God, and besides me there's none other. He wasn't saying that to cause you to fear Him as man would cause one to fear them, but He was saying that He would be your Rose of Sharon. He'd be your lily in the valley. He'd be your bride and your morning star. He'd be your all in all. He'd be your mother when you don't have one. He'll be your father when you don't have one. Most of all, He'll be there for you in the sixth trouble, and in the seventh He'll forsake thee not. You believe that tonight? Somebody said, well, I don't know. I don't know. I've not seen too much. Look at your children next to you. Every day that they're blessed to live, it's a blessing of God. Every day that you're blessed to live, it's a blessing of God. But you see, friend, it may be cold to some, but I'm going to tell you what. This world, when you're born into it, you weren't promised you'd live forever. And He left this, that to get ready for today, for tomorrow may never come. I heard a brother one time say, and it made a lot of sense, tomorrow will never come. And I thought, well, how does he know tomorrow will never come? And you know who that brother was? It was your dad. And it hit me. It won't for somebody. I asked him going home, I said, what did you mean by tomorrow will never come? I've heard him say may not come. He said it won't for somebody. Made a lot of sense. And if you looked at it that way, would it cause you to get in a hurry? Friend, it should. Tonight we're here with this family. Tomorrow night we may be with yours. We never know. Tomorrow night you might be with mine. But one thing stands assured, that it's a lot easier to stand over this our sister. To stand over this our sister, knowing that she left a hope. And to be able to rejoice in that, Sister Letha. It's one of the greatest feelings ever was. You know how hard it would have been to preach tonight if she hadn't never left that testimony? Because the heartbreak of worrying about where her soul was. But she left that good. So I'm glad, Brother Stacy, she left that just like that. And I want to say like this, that as Brother Jimmy already said, sorrow not as others do, that have no hope, but rather rejoice. Rejoice. Brother Jimmy, I've heard you preach the same thing you've preached tonight probably 1,000 times in funerals that me and you've been in and stuff. And you know what? Every time that it's preached, it's new. And it feels good. And there's power in it. And you know what? It's good news. It's good news. It's good news to the gainsayer tonight. If they would only take heed. My intent was not to take a long time. I feel good tonight. But I want to say as we get a song and begin to sing to this family, stay close to one another. Love one another. Brother Freddie always closed and he would always say, be good to one another. Love one another. Because we may not be here tomorrow. That was always his parting advice, was be good to one another. Love one another. And it's just another one gone. But there'll be a reunion some glad day. Oh, sickness there.
For God Himself with His own hands gonna dry my tears
in the glory land.
To the glory.
Glory land. Come go with me. Now take my hand. What a time we'll have. It'll be so grand. Nevermore to die in the glory land.
I can see the blood hear them singing a brand new song. I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, nevermore to die in the glory land. Oh, sinners, hear me when I say that this old world has gone to melt away. Then my bud you gave in exchange for your soul. When your time has come to go with me to the glory land. Come and go with me